Oh, right. The market rallies and a $3,000 trade today, but in which direction? That's what we're going to talk about today in our recap video. Let's hit the charts. All right. As you can see here, NASDAQ, really nice rally today. Let's head over to the 15-minute just so you can get a better overview. A little bit of a rally yesterday and today that continued. Okay. Some sideways trading in previous sessions today. Once we got closer to our New York session, this was about 6:30-ish in the morning. Well, we'll call it 7:30 here, is when we pushed out of our range and we continued to rally all morning. We are getting a little bit of a pullback here, but it looks like we might continue moving to the upside. We'll see. But either way, did get a really nice rally today. And just to show you how far we went, let's measure here. Come on. Hmm, There we go. We got what is that? Almost 4% rally today from lows of the day up to highs of the day, where we reached previous day highs, which is where we got our rejection from. We got our nice 4% move to the upside. All right. It looks like we got about a 50% retracement here. Okay. Coming down into previous liquidity here. And we may be continuing to the upside. We'll see. But really nice movement today. Not a lot of volatility, even though we had, volatility is extremely high right now. Pretty decent movement. We got some volatility first thing in the morning. That's to be expected. But once we broke out, we had some pretty decent movement, especially on the way back down. Okay. I took two trades today. The first one was, I don't want to say it was a bad trade. Um, it was a trade that I didn't execute well. Okay. And it led to me losing. So as we were passing our areas of liquidity here that I had marked out, I was eyeing this particular area down here. This dotted line here again is our bear market territory threshold. That's our 20% from all-time highs. We took a little bounce off of here, and at this point I said I would love to see a retest of our liquidity area here, and then I would continue. I would take a short to the downside. Well, we did push up, and what happened was I got in early. I got in right about this area here on this candle or this candle. I don't remember exactly which one, but we ended up pushing up. Okay, we continued to push up, which kind of freaked me out. So once we got down to close to, I think it was this candle here, that once we hit my like break even point, I just closed the trade because it didn't seem like it was going in my direction. In hindsight, I had the trade was mint as far as what I was thinking, right? Retrace, retest, continuation to the downside. I just didn't wait long enough. So in hindsight, what I should have done was waited for the first signal, which would be this candle here, okay, that we were going to turn after retesting our liquidity zone here. So in hindsight, would have been a beautiful trade. I did not execute it well at all. Okay. I ended up just closing the trade at about break even, small, tiny little loss, and the trade continued to push lower. At this point, I had missed the entry, which was here, so I had to wait for this push to the downside. Once we got our little bounce here, I can see here with these three wicks that we were just retesting liquidity left behind here. Once we got the signal candle, see, I learned from the last one. Once we got this signal candle, I entered immediately. No hesitation. I said, here's our retest, and we're going to continue pushing to the downside. So I entered here, as you can see in this trade. We almost immediately continued to push into the downside, into the direction of the trade that we wanted. I went in with 3 contracts targeting previous lows. I said I would take 2 contracts off once we passed here or once we reached our lows. So I think we were just past it. I took 2 contracts off, leaving 1. What I did at this point was moved my stop loss to, let me just get rid of this here because it's really annoying. I moved my stop loss to just above the wick of this candle here. If we were going to continue running, we'd let that 1 contract run. If not, we took a positive stop on that, yielding a really nice $3,000 trade. I thought this trade here was executed really well. Learned from the previous, got to wait for it to play out, right? Got that really nice signal candle here. It's really nice bearish push outside of our liquidity retest here. You can see how, we have wicks in the general area all the way back here. So I was looking at us coming into liquidity. We pushed out of the liquidity with some strength, okay, a little bit of volume as well, and then continued to the downside. Came in with 3 contracts. Might be a little strong for that, but I thought we were going to have some more downside. So 3 contracts, took 2 right off the top as soon as we hit previous lows, let 1 ride, okay? Really nice trade. Really, really happy with that. Proud of myself for learning from mistakes previously and then not hesitating when the opportunity showed itself again. Really, really nice. I think that was really great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about that trade that I took there and about the one that I didn't do well on previous. Love to hear your comments about what you guys think about my trade so far. I'm switching my strategy. I've realized that I'm starting to pick up on things that I haven't picked up on before, and I'm starting to see where key levels are, where liquidity is sitting, and then how to trade off of those levels. And it's been working out so far, as long as I can execute them well. There's always learning to be done, right? But it's working out pretty well so far. Really, really nice trade, I think. But again, let me know what you guys think. And that's about it, really. So we look like we may be getting continuation to the downside here, actually, or we're just bouncing off this particular area again. But we'll see what the market does. Nah, we're probably going to fall. Who knows? We reached above bear market territory here for a little bit. Went up to the same level that we did yesterday when we did this, although yesterday's was much more violent, and got rejected off of the same level. And now we are again below or in bear market territory, and we may be continuing to push back down. If we do push past these levels here, we may continue down closer to today's lows, which is right around 17.6. Otherwise, we may just consolidate here. We do have some data coming out later this week. Thursday's data is CPI. Friday, we have PPI. Tomorrow, we have FOMC minutes coming out in the afternoon. We'll see what goes on. Be very, very careful in the current market that we're at right now, in the current state of the economy and the world. We are just one tweet or Truth Social comment or news article away from violent moves in either direction, right? We saw that yesterday. What yesterday showed us is that the market is ready and willing to rally off of any good news, right? But the opposite is probably true as well, where if we get any kind of more bad news, okay, whether it's tariff related or war or anything like that, the market may be just as prepared to drop it as well. So we are sitting in this very fragile state right now where the market really could drastically move in any direction. So, keep it safe, be very picky with your trades, and get in and get out. Like, this is a scalping type market, I think, to be the safest that you can be, right? Try to get your trade, get your profits as quick as you can, and then get out of the market because you never know when something's going to pop up in the news and, market's going to move. So anyway, that's a recap for today. Really quick. Really didn't do much else today. Really wasn't much news coming out today. That any heavy hitters anyway. The market is starting to finally calm down and understand that the tariffs, may be staying and unless the other countries come to the table, right? So far, President Trump has held strong with saying we are not letting up until we get, concessions or whatever from other countries, until other countries come to the table and make deals. And the deals have to be good. They have to be good for the US in order for, us to do the same thing, essentially. Right. So the markets, I think, is starting to, you know, gather that information, digest it, and say, okay, this stuff is, might be here to stay until we get some change around the world. So that's just my opinion, not financial advice. Obviously, I don't really know much about anything. I know a little bit about a lot of stuff, and I just give my opinion on here. But anyway, nice trade. Excuse me. Nice trade today. Happy with that. Learn from the previous mistake. And that's all we can do, right? Make mistakes, learn from them, better ourselves for the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, and turn on notifications. I come on live every single day that the market is open. And if you're interested, join the free Discord. Link is in the description down below for that as well. Have a great day. Stay green.